Is everybody awake? Everybody hungover? My name's Bruce Herman, and I'm with the company Rockstar Lifestyles. What we do is we basically teach men attraction, how to attract women. I'm going to talk first about the fear of rejection. A lot of people have the fear of getting rejected when approaching women. Rejection is something that you kind of make up in your mind. It doesn't really exist. Say you're going to go to a movie. You see Holly. You go ask Holly if she'd like to go out. She says no. So you end up going to the movie alone. You've lost nothing. You've gained nothing. You were going to go to the movie alone anyway. Without approaching, you have no chance of ever getting to a yes. If you sit and wait, you're not going to get a yes, period, because you're never going to ask. With that said, attraction is kind of like what your mom told you to meet women. It doesn't really work. If you play too nice, you're going to get stuck in that let's just be friends zone. I recommend teasing girls, as in, like you would do your little sister, little brother, one of your friends. Just kind of make fun of them. Then it'll be fun for both parties involved. Something in our method, when we approach a girl, it kind of goes something like, you meet a girl's eyes, you hold contact with her eyes, you approach her, then you say, "Excuse me, I just noticed that you were staring at me." She'll say, and then you stop her, you cut her off, you show that you are the one that you're more dominant. So you'll cut her off and say something like, "Are you addressing me with your eyes? You make me feel like a piece of meat. Quit doing it." But anyway, basically what you have to do, the two most attractive things to women are confidence and humor. If you come through with confidence and humor, the woman will show attraction towards you. How do you do that? If a woman you're approaching, if her value is up here, and you come here and try to like put her on a pedestal, she's going to reject that. She's going to see you as a loser, pretty much. The best thing you could hope for would be a friend that she comes crying to when her boyfriend, the jerk, makes her mad because he doesn't put her on that pedestal. Instead, put yourself on the pedestal. Act as if she wants you really bad. You may give her a chance if she's cool enough. But first, you're going to play with her. I mean, whenever you approach a woman, you've got like a 3-second rule. If you see her, if you're like in Walmart, you see a girl, and I've been guilty of this. You rove around her, acting like you're looking for something on the aisle, trying to work up the courage to speak to her. She's going to think you're a creep, honestly. If you ever finally do approach her, she's going to tell you she has a boyfriend or that she's gay. Women run on emotions. Men are more logical creatures. Women are more emotional. So if you give women the feeling that, hey, this guy's funny, I feel secure with him, he's comfortable around me, that's what they're going to act on. They're not going to act on, well, this guy's got a good job and blah, 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 blah. You see it all the time. The bad boy syndrome. You see really cool, really hot girls with bad boys because they run off emotions. We're more logical thinkers, like we say, blah, blah, blah. We run off logic. Women, on the other hand, run off emotions. When approaching a woman, there's some key things you need to do with your body language. Eye contact, most important thing. Nothing speaks low value more to a woman if you come approach her and then look at your shoes. I mean, if you can't keep the eye contact, I recommend practicing. Practice in the mirror if you have problems with it. Practice in the mirror, just looking in your own eyes. Go up. Approach women constantly. Never put too much emphasis on one woman, because when you do, you'll get nervous. You'll end up screwing it up. So, how do you gain the confidence to truly have it? First, you got to fake it till you make it, really. Pretend you have the confidence. Be a little bit, lean towards more arrogant than more not arrogant. This will, whenever you approach constantly, you'll get more confidence with it. With more confidence, you'll get more yeses. With your rejections, instead of taking a rejection as, oh my God, she just rejected me, I'm going to go home and cry about it. When you go home, think about it later. Think about what you did wrong. Think about how you did not show value. That's pretty much all I have. I'm going to open it up for questions if anybody has any questions whatsoever. Yeah. Well, whenever you linger around a girl, they're going to they're either going to think you're stalking them, or they're going to think, this guy's too afraid to approach me. Whenever you show, girls are more perceptive than men. Whenever you linger around, they're like, there's just certain things like buying women drinks, big no-no. If you buy a woman drinks, you'll probably be buying her and her friend drinks all night, and that's it. That's where it ends. A man with high value won't buy a woman drinks. A man with high value won't linger. He'll see it. He'll go after it. When your eyes meet, I'm sure everybody has met eyes with a woman before in here. And most of us naturally will turn away. Instead of turning away, hold eye contact. Let her turn away. That shows that you're more, I wouldn't say as like superior, but you're more of the aggressor. You have to initiate conversation with the woman. You can stand by. You can see these guys like going to the bars that hang back all night trying to look cool, and no girls talk to them. Whenever you go into the conversation with the girl, you need to just have fun with it. Let go of the outcome. Say, well, if I don't get a number, if I do get a number, I'm going to have fun with this. Tease her. I mean, like I said earlier, whenever you open up, like you see a girl walking in the mall, you walk up to her, mention something like, oh, how do you feel today walking next to the most handsome man you've ever seen? I mean, be cocky with it. And when you are, she's going to be like, it'll take her by surprise. And then you can start, instead of asking questions, like, I know if you've been like me, you've went up to a girl and you've said, where are you from? Do you like it there? Instead of asking questions, putting her on an interview, make assumptions. I bet you're the only child. Why? No, I've got two brothers. Why do you say that? Well, you kind of seem like you've got only child syndrome. You seem a little spoiled. When you say that, you're making her think you're different from other men. Most men will come up and say, "You're beautiful. I just had to meet you." Blah, 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 blah. If they get the courage to actually approach a really hot girl. And when they do that, the woman just goes into an automatic, "I've got a boyfriend. I've got a boyfriend. I'm married." Blah, blah, blah. It's like an automatic thing. It kind of weeds out people. It's like a natural thing. Women cannot help who they are attracted to at all. I mean, you see it time and time again. If you've ever been friends with a girl, she comes to you and says, "Oh, my boyfriend's such an asshole, blah, 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 blah." But she continues to stay with him because of the attraction. To be honest with, and I'm sure every guy in this room would agree. Maybe not, but I'm gonna go out there and say it. When a guy first sees a girl, he doesn't think, "Oh, she looks interesting." He thinks, "She's hot," or "She's not. I want that." I mean, it's not really an emotional appeal because you're getting no emotions. If you see a girl walking down the street and you're like, "She's hot," you're not like thinking, "Oh, she might be hot if I got to know her." I mean, you're not getting any kind of emotional connection right there. It's just purely sexual. I mean, there's things that make us attracted to women, like, why are men attracted to younger women? For the simple fact that it's like biological. I mean, younger women are more likely to bear children. And it means it's kind of like replication of yourself. I mean, survival is the number one human cause, and replication is the number two cause. You want some part of you to live on after you've gone. Anything else? Men think with the little head, not the big head. Oh, yeah. Men always go after a girl. Women always go after a guy for what he could be. Men go after a girl for what she is. Yeah. Yeah, we have one-on-one and we have courses. Basically, we teach everything in courses from we teach you how to be funny, we teach you how to run conversations. I mean, whenever you have a conversation with a girl, a lot of guys will run out of things to say. "Do you like it here?" Blah, blah, blah. What we do is we teach you to find hooks in the conversation. Like, blah, 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 my dad, whenever she says dad, that word dad reminds you of a story. You use that story. I mean, we pretty much, we take it, you internalize it, you use it, practice it. First, it's just like anything. You have a plan of what you're going to say. You go say it to a girl. You have the confidence in the material at first. After you internalize the material, figure out why the material works, then you start having confidence in yourself, and then it's just like no longer like, "I have to use this material." It's like you can throw the material out, you can say anything you want. I do not find myself to be so incredibly attractive. But once you internalize that, and you internalize like the confidence with women, I mean, they can sense it. They're more perceptive to that or not. They can tell whether you're comfortable around women or not. I mean, I was just in Florida a couple weeks ago. I'm walking through a grocery store, and I was with a pretty hot girl, so she may have been gay, the girl that was passing by, but she turns her head and runs into a sign in the grocery store. And it's just, you take it first. It's like anything. You've got to practice it. If you don't, if you do need help with the subject, I say, even if you didn't come to me, to my business, go to somebody that can teach it to you, because it's something you need to learn. I mean, you don't want to be stuck ending up marrying what you settle for. I don't think anybody should have to settle for less than what they want. There's a bunch of good methods out there that will teach you how to get the girl you want. I mean, it's not, to me now, a woman is not like the first thing I don't see is, the first thing that makes me approach her is, yeah, she looks hot. But now I run my own test on them. That's what we teach. We teach not to just go after the first woman you see. We teach disqualification. That makes them attracted to you. Oh, it's too bad you got blonde hair. I don't go out with girls with blonde hair. Instead of you want them to chase you, you don't want to chase them. It's like when you take a string and dangle it in front of a cat, the cat will play with the string. If you drop the string, the cat will become bored and walk away. You've got to constantly have, I guess you would say, sexual tension on the relationship. Where if she leans away from you and you lean towards her in a metaphorical sense, that will be the whole relationship if you lean towards her. If she leans back, you take a step back. If she says, "Oh, I don't like that," she says, "Oh, guy was looking at me today, and it just kind of seemed like he wanted me for my body." You just use like, "Well, yeah, I just kind of want you for your body too." I mean, it's just a funny kind of thing that she'll laugh about it. She'll laugh about it. It'll be funny, and then she'll know that you don't accept her placing her values on you. Like you said, "Oh, you check out a beautiful girl." She says, "Were you just looking at? Well, what am I supposed to do? A beautiful girl walks by. I'm a guy." That's a guy thing. You make it feel like it's her problem for not understanding men instead of it's your problem for looking at a beautiful girl. You kind of use the reverse psycho. What women have been using on men for years, we're now reversing it and using it on them, basically. Go ahead. Yeah, I mean, we teach guys who want. We teach guys who want to get in single relationships. They want to find the right woman for them. But in order to do so, I mean, I'm not saying lie at all. I didn't say lie. I'm not telling you to insult. I'm not telling you to insult her. I'm not talking about insulting the woman. I don't believe in insulting, degrading the women. I mean, do you have a boyfriend? Either one of you have a boyfriend. Okay. Do you ever joke around with your boyfriend? Like play around, push each other? Oh, I mean, it's the same thing. You're just playing around with the girl. It's teaching you how to get in there and be comfortable enough to say what's on your mind instead of being so nervous that you don't even want to go up to a girl. I mean, I'm not telling them to go up and insult the woman. Like the speech earlier, you kind of seem spoiled. I'm not spoiled, blah, blah, blah. It's like a sparring match, pretty much. It's kind of like she's going to make fun of you back. If she's any kind of, I guess, a high value woman, she's going to make fun of you back. And then it's a back and forth kind of thing. And it develops an attraction. I mean, if you see, there you go. You will never get to the conversation fact if you do not get an attraction. Go ahead. I mean, there's a lot of good guys out there that need help. They need confidence. And they're good guys. I mean, I'm teaching you to play pretty much to run a game. Run a game to get to the people you want, to get them to actually show interest in you. I mean, I don't think it's fair that a guy comes up to a girl and says, "How are you doing today?" And all of a sudden, he's disqualified. I mean, girls go on this automatic thing. You come up, you say, "Hi, how are you?" And then they get the "I've got a boyfriend" speech, even if they don't. I mean, be honest, have you ever told a guy that you had a boyfriend and didn't have a boyfriend that approached you? Well, see, that's what I'm saying. They, see, that's what I'm saying. You have to come uniquely. I mean, it's not saying you have to have so many hookups. It's saying that there are plenty of guys that are nervous. There are plenty of guys that need help. There are plenty of guys that are interesting people, but like me, I'm an internal person. It's hard for me to go up to people and be social. Always a problem for me. I went through, I guess, like my second year in high school, I finally decided, I was friends with a lot of girls that never wanted to date me, and I decided I had to do something about it. I had to change something. I was not going to live my life. The only girls I got were pretty much the expression "got lucky." I mean, I got lucky. Something worked. I didn't know what worked at that moment. And then once I studied it, and I just started approaching girls. Any girl I wanted to meet, approach. What went wrong here? What did I do wrong? What made her not like me? Write it down. Figure it out. Think about it. Next time, do better. And to the point, I don't want guys to just be there to take advantage of women. I'm saying that by no means. I'm saying that they need to be, I believe every guy should have an option to choose which woman he wants to be with instead of getting lucky. Or maybe not getting unlucky and getting some girl that is demanding on him and he has to run around and do whatever she says just because his confidence level is so low. I mean, I've been in relationships like that where I've had a woman on a pedestal and then, well, if you don't do this, this, and this, and they can just torch you. I'm saying you have to get up to the means where you feel you're on the same level. I mean, a girl has no problem getting a boyfriend most of the time. I mean, I see nothing wrong with that, but I have a feeling that something's wrong with having a woman as a platonic friend when you really want her to be something else. No, 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 no. The more time you spend being the friend, you're going to stay the friend. I mean, it's more harder to get out of that friend trap than it is to get into that first meet kind of thing. Go ahead. I mean, if they're so obvious, I just kind of wonder why they work so well. Yeah. I mean, the point is that I could say that some people can get any girl's number when they first meet them. Unless, I mean, maybe if a woman is married or got a very serious relationship, he might not get the number. But there are guys, there are girls, every girl out there is willing, if she meets a man of interest, a man who she thinks is great, is willing to give her number out the first time she meets him. I mean, the problem with men is become whenever they approach. I mean, the approach to a woman is the same thing for every man every time. And they go into this auto thing. I got a boyfriend. This auto thing. I got a boyfriend. I got a boyfriend. The thing is, you need to come uniquely. And if you date a woman and you're so nervous around her to be yourself, to not be able to be yourself, I mean, that's what we truly teach. We teach you to be yourself. We teach you how, I mean, if you're a funny person, if you're not a funny person, you can learn what humor is. It's a skill. It's not really a personality trait. Some people are funny. Some people have to learn how to be funny. I mean, you come up to a girl and, I mean, laughter. That's going to put her in the mood for anything. I mean, I'm sure anybody who's read anything about women, they've always heard what the sense of humor, number one thing. Confidence, number one thing. Go ahead. At, this is what you do with the number. I don't recommend I don't recommend getting the girl's number and writing it down. Everybody's got cell phones nowadays. Send me a text message right then. Call me, or here, put your number in my cell phone. I mean, you don't act like, if you get the number from a girl, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to get a lot of fake numbers starting out. When you get better, when you get more comfortable with yourself, what we really teach is we bring yourself outwards. We teach you what not to do, what to do, that gets you over that nervousness. Once you get over that nervousness, it's just completely, you're just being yourself. You can go up to the girl and say, I like salad, and end up coming away with their phone number. That could be your line. I mean, You may get in this conflict of, should I call her back the first day? Could I call her back the second day? If you get in that conflict, just take the more laid-back approach. You don't want to seem needy and eager to a woman at all. If you come off seeming needy and eager, she's going to think you're, it's not the woman actually thinking it in her head. It's just the way women are built. They're going to think, it's the whole alpha male of the group thing working. It works with all animals. If you act needy, she's going to see that, and you're going to be lower value. You have to meet a lot of women. I'm saying you have to, if you cannot get to the point where a woman will let you get to know her, you're not going to get to know her, period. Everybody said, well, you got to get to know the person before. Well, you have to get to that point. And going up and saying the same thing everybody else is saying and acting sheepish and looking at your feet is not going to get you there. Go ahead. Okay. She asked about body language of the woman. If you're somewhere and a girl is behind you, not really doing anything, she's just kind of hovering back behind you, she's interested in you. If you're talking to a girl, she leans in, it's a show of interest. If you take a girl by the hand, she squeezes it, it's an indicator of interest. If there's like a numerous amount of things. Body language, they'll lean towards you. They'll come in towards you instead of away from you or straight forward. And like she said, you have I'd say probably the first 5-10 minutes to attract a girl, to make her have attraction for you. It's a split-second decision like that. She's either going to say, this guy I want to get to know, or this guy I don't want to get to know in the first few minutes. Any more questions? Okay, if anybody can think of any questions, I will hang out for a little while. If any ladies would like to come and cuss me out. Oh. You want to know about ladder escalation? Like ladder Kino escalation? Okay. Whenever you meet a girl, you talk to her, you do little things in order to make her comfortable with your touch. First, it could start out with, I'm just kidding with you, high five. She gives you a high five. Later, you move up to maybe, you put your hand on her back, and you make her more comfortable with you being around and you touching her as opposed to you standing back and not being physical. If you're too afraid to get physical, you will never sleep with a woman. There's got to be touch in there somewhere. And you can start out with simple things like high five, pinky promise. You've got to act whenever you meet a girl, she wants to know that you're fun. She wants to know that if she's with you, she's going to have a fun, good time. Period. If you say, there's people that come up and say, man, I like skydiving. I love skydiving. We should go skydiving. And then, are you going to come up to a girl and say, man, I really like watching TV? I mean, that's like the funnest thing for me to do. I mean, Friday night, it's TV time. They want to know that you have, I guess, a life that they will enjoy. I mean, even like, and of course, go out constantly. I don't say just go to like bars and approach women. I say you have more of a chance of getting a woman approaching her at freaking Walmart, going and getting something from Walmart. You have a better chance. I mean, if you go to a club environment, every girl in there is getting hit on constantly. I mean, even if they're not so good looking, whenever the guys get drunk enough, they're starting to get barraged with pickup lines. I hate the sound to make, for the ladies in here, to make men seem so shallow, but we are. I'm sorry. I mean, personality is what lasts in the long run. That would keep a relationship going, but the initial attraction for a woman is confidence, humor. Women don't look at like normal guys and just, I'm attracted to the way guys look. There's like few men that women are just like, oh my God, he looks so hot. I mean, well, I see, women are more attracted to a man's personality than they are his looks, I believe. Well, see, what I'm talking about with men is we're picturing you naked, pretty much. I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh, she's got style. I'm gonna say, oh, she's got an ass. Honestly, I'm gonna be like, oh God, she looks hot. I'm not gonna say, oh God, those shoes are hot. That's called. Whenever you go to that motion, you're kind of on the other side of the field. Afterwards, afterwards, there, yeah, it's kind of like a phase. I mean, what brings you up to a girl? It's going to be she's attractive. Everybody has this 1 through 10 scale. I don't believe in it. It's like binary for me. There's 0 and 1. There's I can be with her. No way I can be with her. I'm not saying have sex. I'm saying she'll be attracted to you. She will consider. She will consider the possibility of having sex with you. They're totally true. I promise. I'm not telling you. I've not mentioned one time trick anybody. I've said, come up to a girl and act very confident and act funny. You've got, exactly. Whenever you come up to a girl and she starts tell me something. I'm going to ask you something right now. All the ladies in the audience. All the ladies in the audience. I mean, if a guy comes up to you and he's funny, do you think you'd want to hang around him? Huh. If a guy comes up to you and he's not afraid to be himself around you, I mean, a confident guy, he comes up and he's just himself around you. I mean, could you hang around a guy like that? Yeah, they can be used for good or evil. To be honest, I'm kind of like, I could care less which way you use them, but I'm not, I don't, I don't condone treating women like nothing. I don't condone that at all. But I do condone meeting a lot of different women and choosing. I mean, I'm not going to go the first girl I meet and say, you're the one, I'm going to stay with you forever. I'm going to meet many different women. I say be honest with women. If you're seeing many different women, let them know. Let them know first off the bat. I mean, I'm not ready to be tied down, blah, blah, blah. I mean, everybody wants to be afraid of this, I might get called a player. There's a thing called social proof. And when you are a player, it'll make women more attracted to you, honestly. They see you as socially acceptable, as you're wanted. I mean, how do you make somebody want something? You don't do it by giving it away. I mean, I put an ad for a Super Nintendo in the newspaper and nobody for free and nobody will want it. But if you make it where you are the person that she needs to, instead of buying a woman a drink, tell a woman to buy you a drink, is what I'm saying. I have a little, let me get one of the ladies a little volunteer up here so I'll go through like a little, my drink buying scheme for a woman to buy you a drink. Anybody? Anybody? Come on. Come on. Okay. And your name is?
My name is Robin. What's your name?
Bruce. Nice to meet you, Robin. Okay. Robin. The escalation ladder has started. Okay, Robin. Okay. You seem like a very, very intelligent woman.
Oh.
Okay. I give no compliments on looks whatsoever. Period.
I think that's fair enough. But listen.
Okay. This is the way you get a free drink from a woman. Okay. I'm going to tell you what. I'm here with all my friends, okay? We're at a bar, club, whatever, right? Okay. I want to buy, I wish I could buy you a drink, but my friends would make fun of me. So I'm going to give you a chance to get a free drink, okay? But you've got to make a bet with me. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. And all you got to do is give me the wrong answer. If you answer right, you have to buy me a drink.
Okay.
Deal?
It's a deal.
Okay. Okay. Question number 1, okay?
Okay.
Where are you from? Wrong answer, remember. If you answer right, you owe me.
Are you asking me this?
Yeah, where are you from?
And I'm supposed to guess?
You're supposed to give me the wrong answer.
Oh, I'm from Huntsville.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 21.
How many was that?
2 questions.
You lost.
Oh!
You owe me a drink. Thank you. What? Go ahead. It worked?
It worked. And now I love him.
And thank you. There's also a fail-safe. There's also a fail-safe to that. If she does not answer to, she says something like 6. You say, "Oh, you played this game before, right?"
Oh, yeah.
And then you get her on that one. Instead of acting like someone's surprised, just make yourself surprised. I mean, you've heard it time and time again in grade school. No one can love you until you love yourself. Well, I say love. That's what I'm just saying. Love yourself. Love yourself. Go out there and rock it. Be yourself. But use things that work. I mean, if yourself is somebody that just...
What am I doing this? Woo, I want to give a shout out.
Don't be seduced.
Don't worry. But why do we have to look at it like a competition? Like sometimes if a chick, if she does have sex with you, and maybe you guys are in a committed relationship, you haven't pulled one over on her. Maybe she wanted to. I mean, nobody's using anybody. That's the problem.
It's not about pulling one over on anyone. It's about getting it off. I mean, honestly, it's not all about sex. This whole thing I'm teaching is not all about sex. It's about meeting the women. I'm not teaching you how to get... It'd take all day for me to teach you how to get the woman into the bed. I'm just teaching you how to get up to the woman's phone number. Whenever you get the woman's phone number, by the way, you say, "Okay, that's cool. If anything else, if I don't get with you, you'd make a good friend."
But you don't mean it, because your part of your shtick was about getting out of the friend zone.
I do mean it, I promise. I swear you would make a good friend. Don't worry about it, okay?
It's working.
The self-esteem will be okay. How do you get the phone number?
Yeah. The real phone number. Give me them tickets.
Yeah.
You tell them, what you do is you tell them to text you or call you. You never ask them to put it on a piece of paper. If they put it on a piece of paper, you go home with the wrong damn number.
Wait, what if you had the number anyway? Like, what if you got it from a different, like it's you're working on a project with her, and you got her number? Then
I thought you were going to, like, if you were stalking her. I said, like,
no. What if you picked it at random?
Don't call her. Don't call her. I mean, honestly, I've called wrong numbers and gotten girls to send me pictures of them naked, want to meet with me, just from wrong numbers. I mean, it's not hard to do. I'm not saying I want to use you as a tool. I mean, I've got a hand if I need anything that bad. I want to be attracted to a woman. I want to meet women. I want to have fun with women.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to have a guy that you have fun with, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now if I come up to you and I say, hello, Robin, I really think you're cool. I'd like to get your number. I mean, you're not going to go for that, are you? Honestly. Exactly. Now, if I came up to you and said, okay, I need your help on something. If I've got a friend whose girlfriend just left, how long is it before, it's a woman's opinion, how long is it before you should start dating? And you would start a conversation. But if I come up and say, hi, what is your name? I mean, and start asking yes or no questions, there's going to be no conversation. There's going to be no spark. I'm teaching guys to come up and have conversation starters. Know where to go with the conversation. Go ahead. It's time for the next. Pick on him worse than me, please.